Hi guys, my name is Rahul and today we are going to do a full detailed in-depth review of Realme 3 Pro. This is the direct competitor for Note 7 Pro. In terms of hardware, it is really great. It's a really good phone for the price. Let's see how the hardware performs in real world. So in terms of display, this is a great display indoors. It has a 6.3-inch Full HD plus display with 19.5:9 ratio. It is Full HD plus. It has 90.8% screen to body ratio due to the dewdrop notch, and it has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. See, it has a very thin bezels on the sides and top. In the bottom there is a small chin also. And in terms of colors also, and also in terms of sharpness, this is a great display. I really love using this display indoors. I have been watching videos playing games like PUBG and NFS for a while. So sorry, not NFS, it's Asphalt. So it is a pleasure using indoor. Let's see outdoor. I mean it's a decent display outdoor. I don't know how much it's so brightness it produces. I think it gets decently bright, but somehow this display is kind of reflective and it kind of affects using outdoor. It's not that bad, but you can see, but it's not that great. It's not the best display available at this price point. So that is that. It's a good display, not the best. So now let's talk about the design. So what can I say about the design? Design is really great. It is not glass phone like Redmi Note 7 Pro or Redmi Note 7, but it's a plastic phone, but it's a greatly built, really good looking phone. You can see if you closely inspect, there is some kind of vertical lines it has been drawn inside this device, and because of that the display actually the light moves around like this. When you move the phone around the light, you can see that this looks really beautiful, this gradient nitro blue color also. In terms of handling, it's great. It feels really good in hand, even though it's plastic. I mean, it is a really good phone for holding. You can see that in the back, you can see the dual cameras, the fingerprint scanner and everything. On the top you can see the microphone. Unfortunately, there is no air blaster like in Xiaomi phones. The power button is on the sides. Now on the bottom you can see the 3.5 headphone jack, which produces great audio, and there is the microphone, the micro USB port and the speaker grill, which is not really good. Speaker is okay. Then there is volume rocker keys on the other side. So it's a plastic phone. It's a decently good design, and the fingerprint scanner works really well. I mean, I really love it. It's really fast and very accurate. You can see that from this. And the face unlock is also really good. It unlocks really fast, but it's not really safe or secure, so I really don't use the face unlock. I prefer using the fingerprint sensor. So in terms of performance, it is using the Snapdragon 710, which has a really good GPU and CPU. You can see that it can get 1,56,000 around performance, but if you turn on the performance board, this becomes a different device. See, in Android you can get almost 1,71,000 or 72,000 odd Android score. GPU was already good and it performs really well. And there is, you can see that it is 64 chipsets. It has Snapdragon 710 and Reno 616, 16 MB camera, etc. It has been performing really well, I have to say that. But I played games for 20 minutes. It kind of slightly heated up the phone, so I'm little worried, but I am thinking it's a plastic phone, so I think the heating issue is mainly because of the plastic body. Also, I will be putting a sample of Asphalt 9 so that you can check out the gaming performance and speaker test. In terms of call quality, this phone really works well. I have used it Jio 4G Volte, Airtel Volte and BSNL 3G. It works really well. The headphone jack also performs really well. So in terms of software, you can see that it is using ColorOS version 5. It has Android 9 security patches March 5. I don't hate ColorOS nowadays. I really didn't like when I was using the Realme T Pro. The ColorOS was kind of not great. Now there is a Android and everything. It's a decent OS, I have to say that. But for me, in terms of usability and in terms of looks, I will rate it below MIUI and Honor's on EMUI. It has a lot of features. I hate notification bar, and there is this extra features like game space, app clone, and everything like that. Then there's a driving mode. There's a lot of features. I'm not saying that it is feature packed. In terms of usefulness or using the OS, it is just below MIUI and EMIUI. But because of ads nowadays, I think MIUI is going down in terms of user reliability and everything. So it has camera 2 API enabled, so I am expecting a good Google camera port so that we can get a better performance on the camera, which is already really good. I have to say that. Then in terms of DRM info, you can see that it has L1 security level. So Amazon Prime Video and Netflix will be working on HD quality. That's what I'm hoping. And the battery, it has 4050 mAh battery. It is performs really well. This is one of the batteries. I had to use the GSAM battery monitor to get the report because there is no battery monitoring app, or so you cannot get a screen on time from the camera apps or from the ColorOS. It can give you about 7 hours to 730 hours on screen on time, maybe up to 8 hours. It has WOOC charging, so it fast charges really quick. It took around 1 hour 20 to 25 minutes to charge the full battery for the 50 mAh battery, so it's really fast. That is also its real advantage it has over Redmi Note 7 Pro. I think the battery performance will be very similar between both of them, but in terms of charging, in the box you can get this quick charger. So that's kudos to Realme 3 Pro. So now we come to the camera. So let's talk about the camera. So let's talk about the hardware first. So it has a 16 MP f1.7 primary camera, which is the sensor used in OnePlus 60, and it has a 5 MP depth sensor. And on the front, on the dewdrop notch, you can see that it has a 25 MP f2.0 aperture camera. So in terms of hardware, it has a decent hardware, I have to say. So let me show around this ColorOS camera app. The camera app is really good. Personally, I really like this camera app. It has HDR mode, and there is a chroma boost. Chroma boost is for saturating colors. I have to say that I'm not using chroma boost really, so because in auto mode you can already get enabled. It can give you real life colors. Sometimes it, if someone feels it's little dull, you can use the chroma boost to turn up the saturation. There's a lot of features from great date. It has ASC and recognition, watermark, everything. You can put even your name in the watermark of this phone. So there is the portrait mode for the rear camera. In terms of audio, video, it can record up to 4K, but in 1080p and 720p only you can get the EIS. Then there's filters, obviously, just like in the still cameras, and you can use the flash for light video in a frame record. It can get up to 60 fps in 1080p mode. So also in you can say that there is nightscape, which is night mode, then panorama, expert mode, time lapse, and there is a slow motion mode. There is a super slow mode, 960 fps, which was kind of okay. I personally didn't really like the 960 fps mode, but it works. That's it. In the export mode, you can see that it can do a lot. You can actually change anything from autofocus, WB, or exposure, anything. You can change everything for getting a better photo the way you like it. So that's just the export mode. Also, sorry, in the app you can say that there is a ultra HD mode which can be turned on export mode, but it's a complete waste. It can take 64 MB photos, but it is really a waste of space. I have to say that. I'm not going to put any samples about it because it was a complete waste. I only took one or two photos. So front camera 25 MB, it has panorama and time lapse. Portrait mode is there is a beauty mode. I will be turning it off. I really don't want beauty mode on my portrait photos or any photos that matters. Let us go in the video. Let me check how. So it can record up to 1080p. I don't think there is EAS available, so it can record up to 1080p. That's the standard, right? So that is that. And then there is AI recognition. I will be showing you how the AI recognition works. I will be showing you a small clip about that. So here it is. You can see that it keeps showing the green plants. When I show the camera to the green plants, it suddenly shows that that is a green plant. It will adjust to the settings according to that. So in terms of daylight pictures, it can take really great pictures. The HDR works really well in AI mode. The auto mode AI mode is turned on, so it works really well. You can see in these pictures it has great detail. It can take some great pictures in daylight. Macro shots, you can see how well the depth it provides the bokeh for the pictures. You can see here, and the colors are pretty spot on. I have to say this. If you want more colors, you can turn on the chroma boost, but I'm not personally a fan of that, so I have turned it off so that I can get these great pictures, which is natural looking colors. It looks really good, except for the next picture, which I think it kind of missed the color on this building. There is slight change in the colors. This photo also I took for checking out the HDR. It really worked well. In food photos also it really can take good pictures. It was an indoor shot. You can say it kind of is a low light. It's not that low light, but it can take great pictures. Selfies are really great. I am really surprised with selfies. Look at this. It has great detail. If you turn off the beauty mode, it has great HDR performance. Look at every single picture. There is no overexposure on any photos on the background. It exposes really great. It is one of the best selfie camera you can get on this price point. Uh, Another companies can claim they have great selfie camera, but this is just amazing. Low light, this is on pitch dark I shoot it, so in low light its selfies are very average. Portrait mode really works well. On the rear camera, portraits really works well. You can see that it really kind of, but the bokeh is little over the top, but it still works. Front camera selfie or the front camera portraits also works well, but sometimes it cut off your some parts of the body, not every time. Sometimes it misses the point. In this photo my hair sometimes has been missed in the portrait cutout. A low light performance, this is another area where it actually surprised me. See, every single photo, it has been taken after 9 p.m, and every single photo on auto mode really came out really well. It's not a nightscape. You just shoot on auto mode, it can click instantly and it can give you great results. You can see from this samples itself. I will show you nightscape, but the auto mode is so impressive that you don't have to take nightscape photos every time. This is a photo I had taken a pitch dark, but it turned out really well. If you compare the previous photos with this nightscape photo, you can understand that the nightscape really helps to get the exposure right. In this photo, the church, the cross was not rightly exposed in the night mode photos, and nightscape photos are ready to share Instagram photos. The exposure is really great, but it takes 2 or 3 seconds, up to 3 seconds or so. So even in auto mode you can get pictures. If you want little more bright, little more color on this your photos, you can use the nightscape. Nightscape produces great results, don't take me wrong, but you don't have to depend on nightscape or waste 3 seconds to get a good photo.
Hi guys, this is the rear camera sample of Realme 3 Pro.
So you can see that it can shoot a really good 1080p video in daylight. It has good EIS, not the best, but good EIS.
Hi, this is the front facing camera of Realme 3 Pro at 1080p.
The front camera sample is really good, but unfortunately the background is overexposed in every single sample I took.
This is the rear camera sample of Realme 3 Pro.
Just like in photos, the video camera sample on rear camera on night also is pretty good. I had to say it's very usable and it's really good.
Hi, this is the front camera sample of Realme 3 Pro.
The low light selfie camera at night is also pretty good. The sound recording is fine, not that great. And there is a super slow mo. If you ask me, I was not really impressed by the super slow mo. It's fine for the time being, but I don't know how the super slow mo worked. I turned on super slow mo, but I'm doubtful that clip has been properly done. But super slow mo is not that great. That's my personal opinion. A conclusion for the Realme 3 Pro review, I can say that the display of this phone is an above average display which produces great saturation and everything indoors, and outdoor it gets really bright but it's kind of reflective. So that's why it's an above average display, not the best display available under this 15K price point. And then about performance, it is one of the best performing phone on this price point. It has the best GPU in this price point, so if you are a gamer, this is the phone you should get. And in terms of design, it is not a really premium design. It looks really good, but it's still plastic. So in terms of design, it's a very practical design, but not the best design or the best in hand feel design. I mean, glass phones feels better in hand, and there are a few phones that are using dense glass in this price point. So design is average, I mean it's practical, that's it. And in terms of battery backup, it has great battery backup because of the 4050 mAh. It can give you 7 hours to 7 hours 30 minutes as an average screen on time, and it has hook charging. Because of that, you can charge this phone in 1 or 20 minutes, and having that hook charger is one of the biggest advantages this phone has over other phones on this price point. And about the camera is really good, especially selfie camera in daylight is really good. It has great dynamic range. In low light it's average, and the rear camera in low light is excellent. In auto mode itself, it can produce great pictures. If you use night scape, the pictures get a little bit more bright and exposure will be much better. But even in auto mode, the night pictures are amazing. Then in the daylight pictures, it's great, but somehow the saturation is kind of hit and miss. So if you use chroma boost, you get better saturation. But problem is that with chroma boost, many times I have seen that saturation is little over the top. So you have to choose which what you want. I think it can be fixed via an update that the saturation, about the saturation. And then about the video quality is great, but the problem is that EAS is not the best or is not as good as the Xiaomi phones at this price point. So as a overall, under 15K, Realme 3 Pro is one of the best device available. So if you're looking for a phone under this 15K price bracket, Realme 3 Pro should be one of the top phones on your list. So I'm hoping that this video really helped you to find whether this phone is right for you. If you like this video, please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos. Thank you for watching.